so much for tuning in. If you are seeing this gorgeous face for the first time, I'm Didintle K, and thank you so much for clicking on this lovely video. Welcome to part 2 of me talking about the things that I do not like about being a teacher. It is a two-part question. It is a two-part video where part 1 was about the things that I like about teaching, and this video is about the things that I do not like. Part 1 was a bit, longer than I expected. Actually, it was a bit long. I hope this video has enough content also. It becomes a bit longer. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. For those who did not watch my part 1 of the things that I like, I will put it on the screen here so that you guys can click on it and go watch it before you watch this one, because it'll make sense to watch part 1 before you watch part 2. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's get into the video. The first thing that I don't like about being a teacher is that the workload does not match the paycheck. The workload, the paycheck, why, I do not know. I don't know, okay? I don't know. But I feel like the amount of work, the amount of effort that educators are putting in, and the amount of the paycheck they are receiving, sana chomi like, it's just to say thank you for waking up in the morning and standing in front of our kids, because what is it that we are getting paid? No, I don't call sharp, like, no. I don't call sharp. No, I don't call sharp. Like, as an educator, it doesn't only takes you going to class, being able to teach content, present a lesson to those learners. Before you went to class, before you go to class, you need to sit down, prepare for a lesson, go through your ATP, check which topics you're going to do, prepare a lesson on those topics, alone. And those things, you do them not during school hours, or you do them kabo break kana kwa how you rest, So napila, all I can say is that practically we are working for free. We are working for free because indonile, like, what's this? What is this that they are giving us? What is it that we are getting paid? I don't think there's an educator that can come forward with their chest and say, na salary ya yan lekana. I do not think there's one educator on this beautiful earth ya Mudimu who can come and say, oh, watch me. Not me. Na yaga yan lekana, like, yaga enough. I'm happy with the salary I'm getting paid. Teacher, oh, watch you. No. And the workload, you will find it, bare, they're using the 72-hour ntontonia marking. Thinking of it, one, you are working in an abnormal school where one class has 80 learners. In normal schools, 80 learners is 2 classes, right? The second thing that I hate, or that I don't like about being a teacher, is that as an educator, you are expected to do the impossibles. You are expected to do things that are not possible. One, the one that I already mentioned, that you'll find a situation where you are teaching 80 learners in a class. You need to mark, I'm talking about one class. You'll find yourself teaching 5 classes. So the 80 is A5. Tell me about it. They wrote in one day. You need to mark all those 5 classes in 72 hours. Tell me, how is it possible? 72 hours, 3 days, if I'm not lying. How is it possible for a human being to mark 80 scripts times 5 in 72 hours. Like, how? So you are expected as an educator to do the impossibles. And in that case, where you have 80 learners in class, you are expected that when you present your lesson, all the learners must understand. All the learners must pass. Imagine you can't even move in between the tables. You can't even go back seat just to present your lesson. But you are expected, learners must pass. Like, learners must pass. How? It's ke magic as an educator always, because Sana, and most of the things I'm talking about, things I'm experiencing currently, I don't think it's possible, but unfortunately as teachers we are expected to do that. So if you are still in varsity, be prepared to be a superwoman or a superman who will make learners pass. I don't know how. Lucky for those who are working in normal schools, they are very lucky, very fortunate, because you'll find them having 40 kids, 40 learners, 39, 35 learners in a class. And as a teacher, you can reach through all the learners, So in abnormal schools, only the front desks will be focusing on what you're saying. The rest, we are expected to do the impossibles. Even in the school that I'm working at, they love saying we are abnormal people driving. We are normal people driving abnormal trucks. Like, I think they're making this thing normal, and it's not normal. It is not normal. But nonetheless, we need to get the ball rolling as educators, so that the 26 had fitla chomi lwena or I did 1 2 3 to get paid this little amount of money. So yeah, that's another thing that I hate. Next one is teaching has limited room for growth. Like, you don't grow as an individual more teaching. For example, if you are a PL1 educator like myself, how to more PL1, you need to be an HOD, departmental head. How to more departmental head, you can be a deputy principal. After deputy principal, you can be a principal. And for you to get through all those steps, man, even the money part of it is not motivating. Because how can the difference in salary be between a PL1 educator and departmental head? Difference in the 3K. So I must go back to varsity, do my honors, do my masters, only to get paid 3,000 more than what I was getting paid. Does it make sense? I feel like educators are value women. They are very underrated. Teachers are so underrated in South Africa. In South Africa, educators are so much underrated, and Sana, there's nothing we can do about it. The next thing that I don't like about being a teacher is that as a teacher, you always have to take work home. Barry, a teacher who doesn't take work home is an abnormal teacher, apparently. I get. You will work outside the school hours. As much as I love the fact that the working hours are stable, but after that stability at the working hours, you will work outside of work in a way. One, you need to prepare lessons before you go to work. Where are you preparing? At home. Most likely, I can say that as a teacher, you work before school, you work after school, You work on weekends and you also work during your break time as a teacher. So you don't rest, my darling. You won't rest. There's just a lot. And teaching has a lot of paperwork. I don't know why. There's a lot of paperwork for educators. You need to have your files ready. You need to have your preparation books ready. You need to mark. And in marking, you can't do marking ko skolong. Obviously, the script is 80 class 1. You need to take them home. Our houses have turned into classrooms now. If you don't take work home, or like, so I hate that about teaching. When you always have to have the script, you will always have to have, you are carrying the laptop or the school bag, the script, like, yo. I think this should have been the first one on the list, is that teachers are always wrong. I don't like and it's a fact, hey? I don't like the fact that teachers are always wrong. Anything and everything that has to do with learners, it's fault ya teacher. If a learner fails, fault their teacher. Teacher must account for why this learner affects your subject. Forgetting that the situation on the school is not normal. Forgetting that one teacher has 40 minutes or 45 minutes of teaching 80 learners in 45 minutes and be expected hore ditene ka motlholohanyong tsa bona. Letlapa ke letlapa, number one. Skirikopo ke skirikopo. So how is a teacher expected to huira menjiki hore bianong teacher ke yone wrong? If learners are fighting during your class or during your period, the teacher is wrong. Like, ask me how. The teacher is wrong. If learners are being distractive during your lesson, the teacher is wrong. If learners didn't clean their classroom, the teacher is wrong. Like, every single and little thing that the learners does, teachers are always wrong. And I think that's the one thing that will make me consider switching careers. Like, I hate this part that educators are always wrong. I don't think there's a time where they would say that no, teacher o right ka 1 2 3. Oh, amanyangwana, you are wrong. Ibile, you are not even allowed. Just reprimanding. You are very wrong as a teacher. I don't think there's something that I can think of ebe in Natabatoria, the teacher was right in this situation. Everything, my dear, and I mean all the things that are happening. Teachers are always wrong. So if you are coming more carrying a teacher, just know that you are coming to be forever wrong. For some educators who account for the lower marks, apparently they say that when you are accounting, you're not supposed to say anything about the learners, but they will ask you about the learners. Why did these learners fail your subject? Why? When you start talking, when you start opening your mouth, you shouldn't say, no, these learners, they don't listen. These learners, what? No, the problem is you. You must tell them, why are you not teaching bana ba pila? Like, what is hard for you as a professional someone? Why bana ba faila? You must say, you must talk, and don't mention learners in bargaining, accountability session or whatever they call it. So, hi, wabana this one shem. I am reconsidering the career path that I chose, that I took. I don't think I went to varsity for 4 years doing my degree only to be wrong the whole time. I don't think so. Like, I would rather go and start a course empia. I would rather go and be the first year again at my big age that I am now, that I'm in. No, like I would rather go and be the first year course a different, where my professionalism will be valued, like my presence in a workplace will be valued. More teaching hona awachu. Really, don't even expect it. As a teacher, you are not supposed to take things personal. Even the things that normal people take personal, you as a teacher, you are not supposed to take them personal. Otherwise, otherwise you're gonna go mad, you're gonna be crazy. Like, no, on a serious note, otherwise taking things personal in a workplace, go teaching. There's a whole lot of negativity in a workplace. There's a whole lot of gossips in a workplace. Like, people will tell you where to get off. People will look at how you're wearing. If you take things personal, that is very, very difficult to not take things personal, because we are all human. We all have feelings. Like, we are all human. You are human. Your principal is a human. Your DH is a human. Like, everyone in your workplace is human. So how are you all not supposed to take things personal? Sometimes, yes, it's not necessary to take some things personal, but there are those things wa bona hore mara mo ke tlwaeliwa blinding, mo ka hafeliwa, mo hanyewa. No, but you are supposed to keep calm. Don't take it personal. Side ya ka pelo cho biang re batho, man. Like, teachers are not treated as human beings, man. Re batho, we all have bad days, we all have good days. Sometimes you will find yourself like like not sleeping, preparing for a lesson, working so hard to put the lesson together. And when you get into the classroom or present that lesson, those learners will look at you. Those learners will sleep. Those learners will be bored. You will ask questions. No one will answer. You will ask if they understand. They will say no. You will ask where, which part do you not understand? But everywhere, mohote. That means you did nothing for 40 minutes or for the whole 30 minutes that you were presenting your lesson. And you are supposed not to take that personal. Or they will tell you that no, and like lesson boring, like and like ma'am, I was bored. Like, what you're doing now was bored. After all the hard work, after all, like, your school kids will humble you. School kids ba humble le bontate ba bo ma 50 years, like abas buy say bona ba lekane hore wena o feta mama hae or o feta baba hae. They don't even care a damn. Learners will humble you, batla unta mo bobeang, and wasala le mojo, especially in high school. My high school, one thing about school kids or learners, heba sa o feel abo feel too. If they don't feel you, like, they can even hate you and go an extra mile to even hate your subject. Like, they don't mind hore subject all the time ya fail you go school. For example, they can hate you over ruta maths, ebe ba o faila maths wa teng. Ba o faila kore iseng fail ele ya or shame, maybe there's a possibility or aka pass next time. Failure level 1. Fail. Kore wa phela only that teacher o itsahaleng go sekolong hore ha o yena o accountability ke dilo tsa hae. Wa phela o itsahale hore teacher X is always accounting for bana ba hae ba fails. Ba sa rate. Ba sa nyake bana ba sekolo tjo. Like ibile ba sa sbise, ba sa fuki. It's sad, hey? It is so sad for those kind of educators. It is so sad. I think, man, teaching is so emotionally draining. Imagine going through all those things and as a person, like teaching, yeah, teaching, so yeah, there are learners who hates educators, like they just don't like educators, or they can choose you hura ora mutloya oh auna le more meyang ya nna taba tsa hore wena you are the teacher o tlhoileng ke bana, even the lower grades ba batlang, they will join the train ya o tlhoyana le wena, even though they don't know hore ba le ne ba o tlhoetseng. You know, as a teacher, what do? You don't take it personally. You need to get up ka matla, o tsohe, o tlhape, wear makeup, o tshetse lipstick e red, be beautiful, presentable, and go and stand in front of those learners. Overrute, present the lesson. Another thing that I hate or that I don't like about being a teacher is that as an educator, if you don't have good classroom management skills, you will hate your job. You will hate your job to the last degree. Like, you will hate it. Having to wake up and think of where you are going, what you are going to experience, how it's an classing, you would rather sleep. Like, it got so motivating as silo. Having to wake up, what happened on the school? We are skolong. Osna classroom management skills, like, how are you? I'm telling you, you would rather sleep because you don't have any motivation to go to work. You are not motivated in any way to go to work. And what is work without going to the classroom and standing in front of learners and teach? What is the point of waking up in the morning and realize that, man, the relationship between you and your learners is very toxic? Is very, very negative and very toxic. You won't be motivated to go to work. You will not. Trust me, you will not. I used to struggle a lot with classroom management during my first year of teaching because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with learners. Also because ke thomile bereka during mogarangwaga, like aboma June, wabo. So it was quite challenging for me, but I had hori. The following year, I had to sit myself down and say, you know what? That is your classroom. When you enter into that classroom, all those learners must know what you want and they must know what you don't want. The minute you lay that foundation in the class, you are good to go. Believe me, you are good to go. You will have motivation every morning. I hate this part, but I like it. It teaches you to develop skills as an educator. You know what? There's something you are not doing right as a teacher. It can't be a situation here hore every time when you get into class, the learners learners are making noise as if no one is in class. Learners like, there's no way. So you as a teacher, you need to sit down or just self-introspection chomi, and then set new rules. Who decide the like what do you want, what do you not want in your classroom? How palwa utlolofa beke le beke matsatsi a gago a leave a tlo fela kore chomi. I think those are the things that I had on my list, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. Please make sure that you like, make sure that you share, and make sure that you subscribe.